Hello, I'm Ms. Dinkle. I'm going to be teaching AV production fundamentals here at the high school level. It's going to offer students a broadcast experience, whether it be in the role of a reporter, a director, a producer. It'll give them an inside look at the real life world of a TV studio and broadcast journalism.
Hi, I'm Kim Warren, and I teach beginning journalism, graphic design 2D, graphic design digital, digital media production, which is yearbook class, and newspaper. And these are all part of the AV communications pathway here at South.
Broadly, individuals that work in the AV communications industry manufacture, sell, rent, design, install, integrate, operate, and repair the equipment of audiovisual communications. They are involved in the presentation of sound, video, and data to groups in such venues as corporate boardrooms, hotels, convention centers, classrooms, theme parks, stadiums, and museums. In the journalism and broadcasting field, news analysts, reporters, and correspondents gather information, prepare stories, and make broadcasts that inform us about local, state, national, and international events, present points of view on current issues, and report on the actions of public officials, corporate executives, special interest groups, and others who exercise power. Broadcast and sound technicians install, test, repair, set up, and operate the electronic equipment used to record and transmit radio and television programs, cable programs, and motion pictures. Most observers expect the job growth rate within AV industries to be at 21 to 35% for the foreseeable future. In just the AV systems technician field, the industry can expect to add 21,000 jobs annually. In the journalism and broadcasting field, announcers hold about 69,000 jobs at present. News analysts, reporters, and correspondents currently hold approximately 64,000 jobs, while broadcast and sound technician jobs number about 47,000. Courses for this pathway are offered at both Central and South High School.
I'm Mr. White. I teach Computer Apps 1 and Computer Apps 2. In Computer Apps 1, we will be going over Microsoft Word, Excel, and Access. In Computer Apps 2, we'll have some Photoshop.
I'm Mrs. Montoy, and I'm the Business Department Chair, also the head of the Web and Digital Communications pathway. In this pathway, some of the general classes are web page design, graphic design digital, which is the Photoshop of photography, and graphic design 2D, which is a basic desktop publishing course. We end up with a career internship where you can go out and experience some of the businesses that do those types of things.
Careers in web and digital communications involve creating, designing, and producing interactive multimedia products and services, including development of digital generated or computer-enhanced media used in business, training, entertainment, communications, and marketing. Organizations of all types and sizes use digital media to communicate with existing and potential customers, to track transactions, and to collaborate with colleagues. Web and digital communications experts can find employment opportunities in organizations of all sizes and types, doing work such as creating e-business auction websites that allow people around the world to buy and sell items in real time. Over 195,000 jobs in web and digital communications are projected immediately. Courses for this pathway are offered at both Central and South High School.
The teaching and training pathway employs some of the most highly educated workers in the labor force. Most of these occupations require licensing or certification. States have varying requirements. Many states offer alternative credentialing programs. Job opportunities for teachers and trainers over the next 10 years is expected to be excellent. In addition to being knowledgeable in their subject, teachers and trainers must have the ability to communicate, inspire trust and confidence, and motivate learners, as well as understand their educational and emotional needs. Teachers must be able to recognize and respond to individual differences in diverse learners and employ different teaching/training methods that will result in higher learner achievement. So what do you normally do in teaching and training classes?
Most of the time we're learning about what it's like to be a teacher, going out into classrooms and trying to figure out what grades might be good for them, or even if teaching is good for them or not. Some people change their minds, some people deepen their wish to be a teacher. So it's really just getting them fully aware of what it means to be a teacher. It's not just teaching in a classroom, it's planning, it's planning with other teachers, getting things ready, presenting them, and then reflecting on what you taught. So we try to do a lot of that.
Okay. What experience will students have after taking these higher level teaching classes?
Like I said, they get a lot of time in the classroom. They have internships, so they get to go out into elementary, middle school, or high school classrooms and help teachers. Sometimes they even teach. They definitely work one-on-one or with small groups of kids, and they just kind of get to see if that's what feels comfortable for them. They also get to talk about things like ethics and morals and teaching, and how a teacher's life is affected by their job, how their families, what that does, if it's good for a family, if it hurts their family, which it usually doesn't, and things like that.
All right. You mentioned internship. How do those work through the school?
Teaching interns either find a teacher for themselves, or I find one for them, and they try to get a grade that they think they would eventually want to teach in, to see if they really know what that level involves, because it might sound good to be a kindergarten or first grade teacher, but then when they get in those classrooms, they think, oh my gosh, I cannot do this. And then they maybe move to a second or third or a fourth or fifth grade, or middle school or a high school, and see what fits for them. So they get to go out 2 days a week and intern during a 7th block.
Okay. How many classes would people have to take to finish the teaching and training units?
Usually you take Lifespan, which is a 1-semester class, and then you are an Intro to Teaching, which is a full year, and then teaching internship as a senior.
Okay, my name is Lori Train, and I teach Medical Investigations 1 and Medical Investigations 2. I've been teaching at South for a total of 9 years now.
Okay. What advice would you give any freshman coming to South High?
My advice for freshmen would be to get involved in as many different things as you can and try new things.
Okay. What do you do to make your class fun and enjoyable for the students?
Well, I teach medical investigations, so we do a lot of hands-on activities. We dissect eyeballs, and we cut open bananas and then practice stitching them back up. So I like to do hands-on activities.
Okay. What is the main goal of the classes that you teach, like medical investigation?
The main goal of medical investigations is to help students who are interested in pursuing a career in the medical field in some area, just to kind of give them an idea of careers that are available to them, education that they'll need, how long it will take, those kinds of things. So it's just kind of a general overview of the medical field.
Okay. And how does taking these classes start to further you to get a career after college and help in college?
Well, it gives them a basic knowledge or beginning knowledge of things like medical terminology, the systems of the body. They go on to take anatomy and physiology. It'll give them an even broader base. And I think it just kind of provides them with basic knowledge of careers that are available to them, what kind of classes they can take at Salina Area Tech while they're still in high school, and how to prepare for college, what they can do in college, how long that will take, those kinds of things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This health science career cluster orients students to careers that promote health, wellness, and diagnosis, as well as treat injuries and diseases. Some of the careers involve working directly with people, while others involve research into diseases or collecting and formatting data and information. Work locations are varied and may be in hospitals, medical or dental offices, or laboratories, cruise ships, medevac units, sports arenas, space centers, or within the community. Healthcare is the largest and fastest growing industry in the United States. The healthcare industry employs over 10 million workers in more than 200 careers. The current and projected healthcare workforce shortage is creating a healthcare crisis across the nation. The explosion of technology and healthcare and an unprecedented aging population contributed to the national health career workforce shortage.
What are you learning about in physics?
Well, right now we're learning about Newton's laws, and I know we've learned about Newton's laws before in science classes, but in physics we really get to go in depth with what those laws actually mean and do actual experiments about them. And yeah, previously we've learned about motion and how arcs affect where something will land, and if you drop something from something else, where it'll land, things like that.
Do you enjoy the class?
I enjoy it mostly because it explains why things happen in real life. Sometimes things don't seem to make too much sense, but in physics you actually learn, why things happen.
Would you recommend the class to other people, like incoming seniors who can take it?
I would, because it really makes things more clear in life, I guess, why things work. But you don't need to take it. You only need 3 credits of science, so you could do earth and space science, chemistry, and biology, but I think physics is something that more people need to understand in our world.
How will taking physics help you after high school?
Well, if you go into like engineering or some computer science or like things that use real life in the normal workforce, then physics will either help you or it's something that you will need to take further in college, and physics now would help you get the structure for what you'll learn later, at least.
Do you think this pathway gets students ready for college?
Yes, I do. And I think more importantly, it gets you ready for life beyond college. School, high school, and college is preparation for your career later on. And so not only for college, but you can skip the college part, attend smaller post-secondary schools. But it's teaching actual work skills, and the basic skills and fundamentals needed to develop beyond what you're going to need in school.
What advice would you give incoming freshmen taking this pathway?
Advice for incoming freshmen is to kind of get out of the mode that this is not a class where you have to do a lot of thinking and incorporating your background knowledge. We use a lot of math and geometry, but the things that we do in our pathway is to actually show you where those things are put to use in everyday life for most people and most of their careers. And it's something that you have to practice at to get better. And so those are the things that you kind of have to get past. The other things would be to make sure that you are open-minded about it, because this is, regardless of the tools, regardless of the area that you're studying, it really requires you to use your head to visualize, to think creatively, and to expand your skills. And so the biggest thing is to develop those skills that you're going to use later on in your career, regardless of what it is. And maybe you're not interested in this career, but most people intend to live in a house and to maybe own a house, and so your repairs and your things that you want to do in your own home tie directly into the skills that you're learning in this pathway.
People with careers in management and entrepreneurship formulate policies and direct the operations of businesses and corporations, nonprofit institutions, and other organizations. In small firms, the owner or chief executive officer may assume all advertising, promotions, marketing, sales, and public relations responsibilities. In large firms, which may offer numerous products and services nationally, or or even worldwide, an executive vice president directs overall advertising, promotions, marketing, sales, and public relations policies.
Internships and how they make college students and career ready. Again, same type of thing. It's not just your textbook information. It's seeing people at work, what they do every day, knowing if that really is a job that you're truly interested in, or if it's something that out of a textbook it sounds good, but in the real world it's not quite what you thought it was. No matter what you're going to do for a career, these business classes are very much a part of what it is that you do, no matter what it is that you do. So that probably is the biggest thing. And then hearing students come back and say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for teaching me that information. That helped me so much in college or in life or whatever it was. So that's my favorite part. Anything specific that students should be required to take. And the biggest one is that financial literacy class, and that was just a past class that now the incoming freshmen are required to take before they graduate. And it is all about like transportation, investing, money management, budgeting, all of those things that are very important, and no matter what you're going to do in life.
What is special about this pathway?
The Human Services pathway has a lot of different jobs that fit into that category. You could be in police work, you can be in social work, you can be in the field of just helping people in many, many different ways. So it's really a helping pathway. It's making being a human better.
What does this pathway teach students?
Teaches students how to understand how humans grow, how they change, when people get hurt, how that can be fixed. It can be learning about how to help people.
And how has this pathway affected you in your everyday life?
Oh my. I think I learn along with the students because the students have their individual stories, and so as we learn about people in general, we learn about each other's stories, and so we can actually use our own lives as ways of learning.
And then just your favorite thing about teaching this pathway?
My favorite thing, well, there's a lot of different classes in this pathway, so parenting is a class that I teach, and so just to teach people how to be better parents and so that our community can be healthier. I teach lifespan, which is just learning from the time somebody's born to the time they die and how to make that life the best it can possibly be. And then in the end, when they're seniors, they get to go out and go into workplaces. Currently, we have people in community corrections, we have police officers that are being shadowed, we have people out at the Ashby House, at DVAC. We just have people in all different areas of Salina, and they get to see how these jobs really are.
FCCS careers prepare individuals for employment and career pathways related to families and human needs. Students need a solid background in communication, science, and technical skills. There are thousands of challenging educational and training opportunities within the highly skilled world of human services. Career areas include social work, therapy, counseling, volunteer coordinators such as nutrition educator, personal trainer, and youth coordinator.
The 8.7 million jobs in the restaurant industry make it one of the world's largest employers. Wages of chefs, cooks, and food preparation workers depend greatly on the part of the country and the type of establishment in which they work. According to latest statistics, median annual earnings for food service managers is $35,790. The Culinary Arts program is available at both Central and South High Schools. The Central High School program focus is on personal food preparation, while South High School offers both cooking for personal pleasure and classes in commercial food preparation.
How long have you been taking culinary classes?
Well, I didn't take any my last year, but I took them all through freshman through junior years.
Do you recommend incoming freshmen to take foods classes?
Yeah, it's a pretty easy class, and it's a good way to get started with all the classes we have at South High, at least.
How many culinary classes are there to take at the high school?
They're just 3, but I'm sure with the new building and the like industrial kitchen, they were talking about adding a new one for more like conventional cooking, I guess. So there might be 4 by the time new freshmen are here at the school.